Easy guys, Dom here from CDG. So in this video we're talking about the Bloodedge Demon from the game Nioh 3. So a lot of guides online say that the Bloodedge Demon gets stronger depending on how many Bloody Grave Revenants you've killed before you find him. I've seen that repeated everywhere, but I wanted to see if there's actually anything to it, or is it just one of those things people assume. So we're going to take a look at what happened when I tracked him down, killed some graves along the way, and then fought him to see if the fight felt any different from before. Now I got in a habit of spending time just tracking him down by not defeating any Revenant Bloody Graves, but just by literally looking for locations on the map that I've spotted his grave in the past, but also from other indications such as areas that are usually not enemy dense, and also making sure that I'm in the right time era, and that's something we'll discuss a little bit later on. This was time consuming, and I was doing this purely for the fact that I didn't want to buff him based on how many Revenants I had defeated to get an arrow marker for him, which again at this point we're not 100% sure on if that is the case, but we're going to go into that a little bit more in this video as well. So for those of you who are new to the game, here's how the system works. When you defeat a valid Bloody Grave Revenant in the correct era, red orbs float off their corpse, and a direction pops up on the map pointing towards the Bloodedge Demon. That's just the tracking mechanic. The game never actually says the demon gets stronger because you've defeated a Bloody Grave Revenant. Now I've got footage from previous fights where I didn't kill any graves. The demon spawned and the fight went as normal, tough, aggressive, but manageable. For this test, I found a few graves, and I defeated 2 initially to get the arrows, then noticed a few more around the area near the demon. I killed about 4 more that were close by before engaging him. You can see the red orbs floating above the Bloodedge Demon's grave. Now guides claim he should be more aggressive or do more damage when you do this, but here's the key. I fought him solo with no summons, no slowing effects, and honestly, the fight felt consistent with my previous encounters. It was still tough, and I used most of my elixirs as usual, but nothing indicated he was noticeably stronger or more aggressive than before. So what does this suggest? Well, based on this observation, it looks like the red orbs are purely visual. They track the demon, but they don't appear to actually buff him. Killing extra graves didn't make the fight measurably harder in this instance. Of course, this isn't definitive proof. My character has leveled up since my last fight, my gear is stronger, and there are always small variations in the fight itself. This is just what I observed in my gameplay. It's real evidence for discussion, but it doesn't confirm any official mechanic. One thing to note, the Bloodedge Demon only appears in one era at a time, and I had to check various eras before I could find him. If you don't see arrows or red orbs after killing graves, it could mean that you're in the wrong era, or the graves you killed aren't flagged for tracking. Offline play can make this more common because not all NPC graves count. Or at least maybe it would seem that way on the surface, again not 100% confirmed. Now in terms of finding the correct era to find the Bloodedge Demon, what I do is if I get that notification come up when I'm in the shrine that says a Bloodedge Demon has appeared in a different era, I just switch maps. Once I've switched the map and I've saved the game at a shrine, I then back out of the game and then reload the game, and then if that same message appears again saying the Bloodedge Demon has appeared in a different era, even though I've changed maps, then again you've got to change to another map, and you just repeat the process until that message doesn't appear anymore and you get the notification that a Bloodedge Demon has appeared, and then you are in the correct era, and it just makes hunting him a whole lot easier. So the takeaway for tracking: Use the red orbs and arrows to find him, but don't assume anything about changes in difficulty based on how many graves you've killed. In short, from my observations, killing extra bloody graves didn't make the Bloodedge Demon feel stronger. That doesn't prove it can't happen, but in my tests, there was no noticeable difference in aggression or damage. The red orbs are tracking indicators, not confirmed buffs. Basically, this is just observational evidence. It shows what I experienced in gameplay, but it doesn't confirm any official mechanic. Still, it's a useful reference if you're hunting him and want to understand how the system actually behaves. How do you find the Bloodedge Demon? Do you find him harder after you've killed more Revenant Graves to locate him, or do you find that there's not really much difference? Is he just difficult overall, or have you got some method that really works well for you to defeat him? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys on another video. Thanks for watching.